My name's Kat Dale. I'm a second-year PhD student at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I study marine science, so I study little baby fish, but I use a lot of computer programming in my job. I worked with Annabelle this past few months. It's been a wonderful experience. She was really quiet at first, but has opened up over the past couple months and has grown to be a very creative, very positive thinker, very enthusiastic about our projects. She was always working hard outside of our meetings as well as during our meetings, and she taught me a lot as well about what it's like to be a seventh grader and what it's like to do track and field and what it's like to make slime, all sorts of different things. And it's been a really fun experience. So I'm sure she'll do great things in the future. Right now, she's going to tell you about multiple projects that she did over these last few months, some of which are very impressive. So I'll turn it over to her.
Hi, my name is Annabelle, and I come from Thomas Russell Middle School, and I am in grade 7. Okay, so this is my mentor, Kat. She loves marine science, biology, and programming/art. She's a very fun, joyful, and overall very hardworking person. She double majored in marine science and biology and is currently a second-year PhD student in the University of California. So my magical experience. Kat and I mostly worked in the computer science department of STEM. It was very fun and challenging at the same time. And I'm actually really glad to have a mentor like Kat because we've been through a lot, but also learned many things on the way. This made me realize that you could put what you want to do and what you love to do together, which in my case would be art and marine biology. So some of the highlights of learning, I learned how to make a game on Scratch using coding and scripts. I also learned how to 3D model using a software called Blender, which is a 3D content creation program. I also learned how to manage my time, juggling STEM projects on top of homework and chores and basic things in life, So in total, we did 4 projects during the course of STEM. The first project was Project iWeb, which later I will explain what it is. And then Project Water 101 and Project Kikalicious and Project Translate. So in my iWeb game project, we used Scratch, which you can create games or moving pictures or animations. We made an educational game that teaches kids about food webs and food chains. It's an interactional game with multiple levels in it. So in the game, it will give the user a mini lesson about food chains and food webs. And in total, there are 4 levels, and as you progress, the levels get harder. And after that, there's a mini game where you could build your own cake and decorate it with whatever you want. And so during this experience, I learned how to use coding blocks, and I also learned about food chains and food webs, and I learned how to make a game. So my second project was Water 101. For this project, we used Blender. It's supposed to be a water pipe animation, but this is only a screenshot because we lost the file. And so it's supposed to show fluid physics. And so during this experience, I learned the basics of Blender, learning the tools and how to use it. And I also learned how to animate 3D objects and how to make a simple animation with them. So here's just a general representation of what we did to make this animation. So in the first stage, we got the basic shape of the water pipe and the base. In the second stage, we added the fluids and the fluid physics. And the third stage, we added the modifiers, which tell Blender what the model is going to be, like a solid, a liquid, a fluid, and And in stage 4, we final rendered it and added the colors to it and any details to make it more realistic looking. So in our third project, we used Blender again, but this time we made a 3D model of a cake. So in this project, I explored more tools in Blender such as textures, fluids, molding and shaping tools, and adjusting the light and contrast in pictures. So in this project, we learned more how to make things more realistic looking, if that makes any sense. And we also did a small research topic on how animation helps people in the real world. So we also learned that. And so here's just a general idea of what we did to make it. So in the first stage, we got the basic shape of it again. In the second stage, well, that shows the result of the first stage. And in the third stage, we added the fluids, which is the frosting. The fourth stage, we made the dollops of frosting. And in the fifth stage, we made the base of the plate that puts the cake, And in the sixth stage, we added the balls of light and the petals. And in the seventh stage, we added the background and adjusted the light and contrast to make it look real. And in the eighth stage, we final rendered it and printed it on a poster, but supposedly it came late, Kat said, so we didn't get it in time, so we printed it on a piece of paper. So in our last project, we used Scratch again. We were going to use Swift Playground that is used to make Apple apps, but we didn't have enough time, so we made a demo. This is supposed to be a translation game where it's supposed to help people with language barrier problems. So in the game, it brings you to the menu, and when you click the menu, it will bring you to a set of categories. After choosing a category, it will bring you to a set of icons, where if you click an icon, it will say a word. For example, I click this water pipe, it will say water. So in this project, I learned the common necessities in life, and we did a small research topic again on similar inventions to our invention, so we also learned that. So those are our 4 projects, and I think STEM was actually a great experience because instead of just searching stuff up on a computer, you actually get to interact with a real person, and it's just a different experience. So thank you.